Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, taking on the 9th-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Welcome to the home of the Florida Gators, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, better known as the Swamp. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, taking on the 11th ranked team in the land, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. Notre Dame lining up to kick off and get this one started. Can't hang on, he muffs it. He'll bring it out. It's ball. Not a whole lot of room to operate. That return as the coverage unit was there and ready. Off-play action on first down. Quarterback now breaking the field. Brings it in down the left side. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. And so much for feeling each other out for a few plays. These guys come out spinning it.
All gas, no brakes. Come in and spin the magic bean on the opening play of the game, taking a shot. Doesn't get better than that if you're this quarterback.
Now you got to think they'll really go on the attack. Big play has them set up 1st and 10 from the 48. Dropping back, it's Lagway. Here's the pressure. Scrambling away. Fires to the wideout. Got it in the middle, it's Sturdivant. He'll work his way down to the 28.
And you got man-to-man coverage, you're running that curl route, that ball has to come out. You know you're going to get it. Like, you know you stopped your route, he's going to be right there. He does a great job securing the catch, getting the first down.
They'll go to the ground. Quick spin on the line. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
And as a defender going up against a big physical running back like this, you're making a business decision throughout the course of this football game. You got to ask yourself time and time again, do I want to throw my body at this guy, play in and play out?
The Gators in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Here's a heat. And the defense, they've got him at the 27. And the Gators moving quickly to the line. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. It's incomplete, but here comes the flag, and I think it's going to be a first down.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. You simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
The Gators look to keep this drive humming. Wide receiver going in motion. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. And it's caught! Touchdown, Gator! You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game and get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. The give. Turning it on. Picks up the first down, still moving. Turning on the Jets. The 20. Touchdown, Irish. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
Man, it's easy to call plays when I got guys like this who can take the ball and rip it 70-plus to the house. How about the speed? He showed you a little bit of wiggle. This dude's got it all. Nice touchdown run by the running back.
Ready to try the point after. Splits the uprights. What a way to send a message. Huge play in the running game. One snap, and you've got a touchdown on the board. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Buys just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. First play of this drive comes from the 27. Coming out on first down with the play fake. He's going to fire to the left. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
And the defense makes a big play, and you could see the quarterback. Once he bought time, started to roll to his left, the defense all reacts, comes to that side of the field, breaks on the football. He couldn't put enough mustard on it because he was running to his left. Defense takes advantage, forces the interception.
Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Then that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, and I find it hard-pressed they're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, David. Everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
Notre Dame trying to keep this drive moving on second and short. Give to the running back. And he's down at the 41. That's a first down. This will make Irish eyes smile because they're shaking down thunder from the sky with this running game.
Just pound, pound, pound. What are you going to do? Are you going to meet the physical challenge of the Irish because they're ready to rumble?
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. And he'll pick up a few yards before he's dragged down, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. First play of the period will be a second down. Motion from the wideout. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down.
It's not a flashy play call, but that is exactly what it was designed to do. Get 2 yards, get the first down.
This Notre Dame offense carving it up. They're working with another first down. Motion from the wide receiver. Drives the back and leaves it on the option. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front seven tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
Stuffed on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They're giving up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
Down to 2 minutes to play. We'll take the timeout. They'll talk it over. A chance to tie or even take the lead before the break. The noise is deafening, trying to make sure only the Gators get out of the swamp on 3rd down. Looking for a man. It's Carr. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. They'll go hurry up here. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Throws to the wideout. And they can't connect, and the gamble does not work out.
Tell you what, coaches catch heat a lot nowadays, especially on social media. I expect him to catch a lot of heat. 4th down, long yardage situation on your own territory, and you want to go for it, and you fail, and you're surprised. You definitely shouldn't be surprised. Just don't check your mentions, dog.
A little wrinkle here as they go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. On the direct snap, it's Brown. Caught near the sticks. It's Lagway. Touchdown, Florida! A great catch and run for 6.
Man, I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And they'll try to tack on 2. Snap in the shotgun. Makes the grab in the end zone for the 2 as they extend the lead. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Price. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Gives it on the option. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? He'll pull it on the read. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. The Irish facing quite a challenge here on 3rd and a mile. Back to throw, it's Carr. Gonna take a shot at this DB. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. The Irish send out the punt unit. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Well, what that punt lacked in height, it made up for by being short. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Looking downfield on 1st down. Now improvising. He'll get rid of it. Gonna throw it to the right. He's got his man. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Looking for the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
Well, the game plan's been pretty simple offensively, right? They are taking shots and they're being aggressive throwing it down the field. This guy's already got 2 touchdown passes. We're still in the 1st half. And on that last one, he was looking for number 3.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Well, they're trying to get the big fella the football in the passing game, but they haven't been able to do that yet. He is a really nice target with his size and his athleticism, but him and the QB, they just don't seem to be on the same...
Touchdown, Gator! Haul that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all 1st half. Running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
They want to get the ball right back here in the 1st half. They've got the lead and going for the onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. They bring him down, but it'll be 1st down at the 42. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the 1st half. Out of the gun to give to the back. Plows through the defense. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. Inside the 30 at the 29, it's a 1st down. They'll ride the hot hand. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow at 2nd and 7. Stuck with a running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. To the air, it's Carr. Flushed out of the pocket. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the left. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Now from inside the red zone. He wants it all. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Go ahead and roll the dice to start this second half. They're lined up for an onside kick. They got it. Able to recover the onside kick, and they get the offense right back out there. First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Looking to throw, it's Flagway. Fires to the middle. Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. Looking for more room. He's at the 40. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. The defense does the work itself with a pick six.
You've got to be so careful as a quarterback throwing over the middle of the field with this linebacker. He is so good in coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes. He'll make you pay, and he did right there with that pick six.
On to attempt the try. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Coming out with it, it's Abrams. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. First play of the drive, wants to throw. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
Well, that DB basically could have just ran that route for the wide receiver. He was all over him. There was no shot that receiver was going to be able to make that play. Beautiful job by the defensive back.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Wants to throw. It's Flagway. Grabbed over the middle. It's Jackson. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next...
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
So now it's second and long. Wants to throw again. Looking down the middle. He makes the catch. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23. The Gators will hustle to the line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
With the run on first and goal. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Wants to go up top. Caught in the backfield, it's Jackson. And this one will be stopped for no gain. It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the end zone. From the gun, wants to pass. Moving away from pressure. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida! Another touchdown for this guy, and he's starting to get in the groove the way Terry Dean did when he set the single-game record with 7 touchdowns.
Another one. I mean, just putting up stats. This guy's finding the end zone, and he can do it all. Just showing it off left and right. When you play in such a physical league like the SEC, but you got a guy like this that can get an extra first down and really keep those chains moving and score big plays and big touchdowns, good luck stopping him.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. How about this? A 2-point conversion coming. Dropping back, it's Lagway. Bringing the heat. And the defense on him, and he will go down. Sack on the 2-point try. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone. It's Pauly. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. He's in open space downfield. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the first down. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Snap to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. Gets the back moving. Snap to the back. They bring him down, but that's why you give them that Wildcat look to create an opportunity for big plays. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Back has it. Takes the handoff. It's Love. Finds a little space. There he goes. Crosses the 45, out of bounds at the 47-yard line, and a solid play there. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. And they'll drag him down. That's likely the last play of the third quarter. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. He wants to change this route. Looking downfield, it's Carr. He's got the back in the middle. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Notre Dame lines up quickly.
And after that long completion for their first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Notre Dame. You thought they were done. They're not. They're back, baby.
Man, these ball carriers, they've got a lot of ability in the open field. Their ability to make people miss, but also show off the speed. You saw all of that on that play.
And the extra point cuts the lead to 7, 28-21. So it's an 80-yard drive, and the house call coming on the run from the 23. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers properly to pay off that last scoring drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Buys a little time. He's going to... Oh, it's loose. And this fumble will squirt out of bounds. If this were a wider field, like maybe in Canada or something, that might have been a turnover.
They could have turned it into a rouge, eh? I mean, this was a great chance by the defense here.
He's going for the big play. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. And the Gators are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Looking to throw, it's Glagway. And the 3rd down pass is incomplete. They'll keep the offense on the field on 4th down already with a 1-possession lead. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. The Gators come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Lets it fly. And the deep shot is complete inside the 35-yard line. The Gators racing to the line in the hurry-up. The play fake on first down, wants to throw. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Grabbed behind the line. It's ball. Finds a crease at the 20. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Gators started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Got it in the middle, it's Jackson. Knocked down at the 6, but that completion will set up a 1st and goal. From the gun, looking for a man. Big fella moving. Give him 6. Touchdown, Gator!
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. They'll run it to the right side. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. To the air, it's Carr. And the sack all the way back at the 5. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. Snap to the back. He did not make it. A stone wall on 3rd down. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Fires to the wideout. A strike downfield. Changing on the move. It'll be a 1st down at the 29. They're moving quickly after that big fourth down conversion. Clock will roll when the ball is set. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the right. Makes a connection. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
This is an offense that has skill, and they've got speed, and because of that, this defense, they can't lull themselves to sleep. They've got a big lead here late, but they've now given up back-to-back big plays. They got to put the clamps down.
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. Notre Dame has made this second down play much more difficult after going backwards. Back to pass. Moves away as he feels pressure. He'll pull it down. He works his way across the 40-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 41. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8. Quarterback making checks. On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. He wants a big play here late. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. After this, it'll be a wrap. Trying to get it to the marker. And they'll pick up just a few on this run, and that'll bring us to the end of the ball game. Both of these teams are high-caliber squads, but it sort of felt as if these guys had something to prove today, and man, did they go out and do it.
Man, they proved it, and they proved they were better. They thought they were better coming in. We were talking to them. They had a lot of confidence. They said, we're not ranked as high as we should be, and now they just showed the whole world. This squad is for real. We're going to be discussing them in the playoffs in the future, and they made a statement today, Palmer.
Yeah, that's the thing, David. To me, after watching...
Welcome to College Station, Texas. Kyle Field, home of the 12th man and the Texas A&M Aggies. As we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the 21st ranked team in the land, the Texas A&M Aggies. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. Alabama about to kick off to get this game underway. And he's coming Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. They'll give it to the back. That's a nice pickup to give them some breathing room, and they've got it out to the 27.
Yeah, and a really nice job by the QB seeing. Linebackers are a little bit soft playing pass. Give the rock, hand it off, let the running back do the rest.
They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He'll push his way out to the 30, a pickup of 3.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Power football with the run. Past the first down marker and still running. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Texas A&M going quickly.
When you think Texas A&M football, man, you think running the football all the way back to the R.C. Slocum, a great Aggie head coach. You just want to be the more physical team, and you want to be imposing your will. This guy right here toting the rock has the ability to wear and grind on defenses. He brings that physical presence to this offense.
Leaves it with the running back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. The Aggies are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Back to throw, it's Reed. Pressure coming. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, they try to throw for it there on 3rd down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home field advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
The offense stays on the field. Opening drive, still in their own territory. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. The decision to go for it does not pan out. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. They'll leave it with him. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Pulls it in. It's Miller. He gets it across the 40 and out of bounds at the 38.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Try to move the chains on the ground. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32.
That was a big first down for this offense. Like, your defense was just on the field a lot. And so to get a first down, to get that clock moving, to get them a little bit of rest, now getting maybe a little bit of a rhythm offensively, big first down for this offense.
Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Looking to pass. It's Simpson. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that patch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're fourth and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
It's fourth down, and they'll try the field goal. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. Tried to give it enough body English, but he missed it. Kicker couldn't quite get it through, and the scoreboard remains the same.
Well, the upright playing the 12th man on defense, knocking that ball down. That looked like it had a chance to be good.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. They'll move the tight end. Using his legs, it's Moss.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football, you can tell.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8, they'll try the left side. Picks up the first down. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground, and he gets north fast.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted, big play, stops the drive. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. Scanning the field, it's Simpson. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Wants to go up top. And the rush will get to him at the 25. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that's another play for this offense that you're just left wanting more. Both these offenses, man, nobody's scoring any points. Palmer trying to execute a 2-minute drill, throwing the ball to the other team. That's not part of the 2-minute drill.
And I think we got to give the defenses credit because they have been dominant and physical, and they're creating takeaways. I know the offense has been sloppy, but on the other side of the ball, man, we are seeing two really good defenses go at it today.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, 2nd down coming. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And the Aggies need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on 3rd down. Back to throw, it's Reed. Makes the grab, it's Bussey. He won't get there, it'll bring up 4th down. Texas A&M going up tempo. He might want another play. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. And it's incomplete, the long pass downfield, they couldn't hook up.
Love the coverage on defense there. 4th down, they were ready for the pass. And you saw in the back end, great job being in position to make that play. And now their offense is coming on the field.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Intercepted, a first-half turnover can swing momentum. They pick up the 1st down, they'll mark him at the 34. Got to be expeditious here.
And I love this defense being ready at the end of the half, playing the 2-minute situation beautifully, forcing the turnover here now, a chance to break this tie, get some points. Nice execution by this defense late in the 1st half.
They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the 1st half. They'll try the run. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Got enough for the 1st, and he's still going. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11.
Those outside runs, if they can get the edge like they do, great job by the right guard, right tackle, getting the edge. And now what does this do? This makes cornerbacks come up and tackle. Safeties come up and tackle. As opposed to linebackers and big defensive players, you get your guy out in space where he can use his speed and his physicality against guys that usually cover and don't come up and make tackles.
He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. And the ball is free on the pitch. Oh, the offense lucky to fall on that loose football. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Leaves it with the back. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Aggies.
Really nice job by this offense. I love it. They were aggressive, moved down the field, got the touchdown, broke the 0-0 seal. This game has not been high-flying by any stretch, but that's how you finish a 1st half.
They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Williams. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Looking downfield, it's Simpson. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And they make the play and make sure there's not any scoring opportunity right here before the end of the half. One more snap coming before halftime. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. They love nothing better than to add a 3-ball here before the break. He splits the uprights, and that will extend their lead even further. Texas A&M has it teed up to start this second half. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. They'll open the second half on the ground. Fighting off the defender.
I love the play call there, and I love the run for a variety of reasons. Obviously, you're trying to settle your quarterback down after throwing 2 picks in the last 2 drives, but also you're able to generate a really nice game for this offense and make second and short so much easier, so much more manageable. It just allows your quarterback, too, to take a breath and exhale.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. The short hands, it's Williams. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
You know, that's one as a quarterback. You've thrown the completion, and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your guys to have a little bit more awareness where they are in the field on that play. And even though they got the completion, it's not enough to pick up the first. And now you're staring 4th down right in the face.
Trailing by multiple possessions in the 3rd and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on 4th down. Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? The definition of 4-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense Took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the first down. Nothing to worry about, Reese.
Back to pass, it's Simpson. Fires deep toward the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama! They won it all, and that is exactly what they got.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection.
And for whatever reason, this quarterback has not been able to find his footing in this game. He's one of the better, more talented quarterbacks in the country. Had his guy wide open that time. He didn't have to throw it that hard. He could have just floated it to him for the easy completion, but he's just been off over and over again in this game.
Absolutely nowhere to go as his defense makes a 3rd down stop. Wants to adjust the pattern. On 4th down, going to the air. He's got it, 1st down and more. And he'll move his way forward to the 1st down. They'll mark it at the 35.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. To the air, it's Reed. Looking to the big tight end. Complete downfield. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd period. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
Well, this offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the 1st down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
To the air on 2nd down. He'll take a shot. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up. But if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. It's caught downfield. Ripping off the huge gain down to the 17-yard line. Texas A&M back to work with another 1st down. trying to cap this drive with the pass. Finds his big tight end. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Two-minute timeout arrives, and this defense desperately needs to get the football back. If they can move that thing 1 yard here, that'll probably wrap this baby up. Looking for a gap. It's Moss. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And that's exactly what you would expect from this offense. Listen, when you're in that 1 to 2 minute range and you got the football and you got a lead, it's smash mouth, it's keep that clock running, it's ground game. So interesting now on this third down what they do next, but we got to keep that clock moving.
Dropping back, it's Reed. Puts it out of the air. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal.
Man, this quarterback is going to have to be deadly accurate here in this 2-minute situation, right? And that's really what he's had to be all game long. He hasn't had a lot of yards because the coverage has just been so tight. He's had to be pinpoint perfect. It's been hard just to find completions, no doubt. That's going to be the same thing here in this 2-minute drive.
They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. And he'll be stumped. Got nothing. Line of scrimmage still at the 4. Timeout called there by the defense. Desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. No siree. Not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
And I got to know on offense, right? When I get in this situation down near the goal line, I got to get physical, finish my run forward, not start dancing around, going all over the place and losing yards. That's just bad offense.
They'll move the wide receiver. On third and goal, they'll try to throw it in. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown. Timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking for a man. It's Reed. He's got it. Two-point try as good as they build on this lead. So the 16-play drive, and they finish it off by connecting from 10 yards out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 15, here comes the return. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Everybody and their brother showing blitz. He wants to start this drive with a pass. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up. This type of dominant defense, a performance that would make the likes of Dat Wynn and Quentin Coriat proud.
And it's NIL money spent well, right? This recruiting you see every year, they're getting dudes up front, big hosses.
There he goes to the right. Past the 30. He's loose. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, we've got a chance at a finish.
if we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
Zings it complete to the right. He is denied. No good on the two-point try, and the lead remains at 5. Just over 50 seconds to go. They're trying to pull off a comeback, and they'll need to get this onside kick to do it. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And that's exactly what I want from my offense. Like, listen, they're out of timeouts. I want this clock to tick. Now, we have seen some college coaches across college football continue to run the football and also give up the football and give a gift to the other team. This one's over if I just take a knee.
The Aggies now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. They'll try it over the left side. It's a running room. That is just the kind of run you want when you're trying to close out a game. The timeout stops the clock with 10 seconds to play. And the Aggies, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And he reels it in for a touchdown, and that just might seal it.
Some would say run out the clock. Some would say I don't need to add points. But here's the thing. It's your job to stop them on defense. Now, listen, the handshakes, they might get a little bit interesting after this game, but the offense did their job.
Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, the lead is a dozen here in the fourth. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they covered the final 29 yards with that touchdown pass. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Finally stopped after a solid return out to the 32. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Looking to throw, it's Simpson. A deep throw as the clock winds down. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Not all close games are created equal, but this one, man, what a ride. A matchup between a couple of ranked teams, and certainly it was a memorable one.
No doubt about it. I think there were a lot of eyeballs watching this game, not just fans of these two teams, but people maybe outside of conference affiliation looking in, because this is a ranked matchup. So when you get this win, this is huge in the eyes of the committee with respect to the college football playoff. This win just means more.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, for the college football playoff picture, how big is it to get a big win, a ranked win, who now you're probably going to be matched up head-to-head with who's better, who's going to make the playoff. Big feather in the cap, big day for them.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.